Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Bot Caleb. Yes, teaching you how to build wealth. Like, subscribe, and comment. It is important that you subscribe. We are going to do a lot of different videos and we're providing you a wealth of knowledge free. So hit that subscribe button so that you'll be notified when a new video pop up. We're trying to do at least 2-3 videos per week. It's a lot of information to give you. Let's get started. This one is nonprofit. How to make a profit with nonprofit. First, what is a nonprofit organization? The term nonprofit means different things to many different people. It's a commonly used word without a common understanding between writer and reader. People often use the word nonprofit and tax exempt interchangeably. Congress created almost 3 dozen types of tax exempt organizations. Most of the ones you guys know are churches. These have different section of the tax code. They include like 501c4, social welfare organizations, homeowners associations, volunteer fire departments. You have section 501c5 where that's labor unions. Section 501c6, which includes chamber of commerce, and section 501k, which is child care organizations. Each section identifies certain conditions that must be met to be exempt from paying federal income taxes. What we're talking about today is the Section 501c3. And I know you're like, whoa, slow down. What does all that mean? Regular nonprofits are classified as 501c3. So let's get started. The one common condition is not paying out profits. No part of the organization net earnings can, go to the benefit of any private shareholder, any individual. Hence the term nonprofit. But slow down. That shouldn't scare you because you can still make a profit doing nonprofit. 501c3 is a tax code and that refers to public charities, also known as charitable nonprofits. Basically, a nonprofit just means that you are providing a service to a disadvantaged group. Of course, your service must be open to everyone, regardless of race, color, background, so forth. It cannot be discriminatory. Now, private foundations, also there. The tax code considered churches and religious organizations, which the IRS defines to include mosques, synagogues, temples, and other houses of worship to be public charity. So you having a regular nonprofit organization would be classified just like a church as a 501c3. So now I know you're thinking, okay, so where's the money? Where is the part where I get paid? Where is the part where I can pay myself? Let's go. Now, as the creator of a new charity, you are most likely doing everything yourself and working for free rather than receiving a nonprofit income. I understand. Everything appears to be critical, and you're eager to get your new organization up and running so you can help people, transform lives, and just say, yes, I am doing good. Most of us who do nonprofit, that's what we do it for. We're not doing it thinking about money. We're doing it because we want to help people. There are people in needs and different needs. Example, disadvantaged people are disadvantaged one way or another. It could be where people need clothing for work. People need food. People need assistance paying bills. I've managed a lot of different nonprofits and I've helped people set up nonprofits. Our family owns a nonprofit and we do a lot of different things with nonprofits. So it depends on what do you find in your heart that you want to do. Now, unless you're self-sufficient or have another sources of income, you need to pay yourself sometime, right? You have to pay yourself a salary. And yes, no need to cry, no need to say, oh my gosh, nonprofit, I won't make a profit. Yes, nonprofit is just the organization classification. That doesn't mean that you don't make money. So let's go. Can you pay yourself? The answer is yes. And that's not just me telling you. This is from the IRS. Yes, I know you see churches and you're like, oh my gosh, these mega churches, their pastors make so much money. Or you see organization and you're like, wait a minute, I looked them up and they're making millions and millions of dollars. And you can Google some nonprofit directors, their presidents, so forth. And you're like, how they make so much money? That is not illegal. It is legal. You can legally pay yourself a percentage of what's taken. When you start a charity, you may put yourself in any position you choose inside the organization and determine your own compensation. The IRS expects you to pay yourself a reasonable wage for the services you offer. And of course, it determines reasonableness based on similar incomes for comparable companies. So, what you can do, you can look up other nonprofit organizations similar to yours and see what they pay for the position that you have. Okay? Now, some people are more into title. Well, yes, I am president. Title don't mean anything because titles don't pay bills. Title don't help you in this economy. Title is just title. Anyone can have a title. You want to know how you can pay yourself, what is the amount you can legally pay yourself. So just look, okay? And if you need help, email us at backcollabconsultant@gmail.com. Now, a nonprofit founder may pay themselves a fair salary for the work they do running the organization. Likewise, you can compensate full time and part time employees for the work that they do. Nonprofit founders earn money for running the organizations they founded. So, yes, as a founder, yeah, this may be shocking to some, but it is true. It is like a regular company, only it's classified as 501(c)(3). It's classified as a nonprofit. Now, charitable organizations exemplify the finest of America. They enable individuals to collaborate for the greater good, putting shared ideals and hopes into action. They give form to our most audacious fantasy, our noblest cause. We have it in our heart to help. In doing nonprofit and managing nonprofits and helping people set up nonprofits and the families having nonprofits, we do it really out of the goodness of our heart. One of the organization, the founder, he's the one that uses his money to help people. So if you are doing it out of the goodness of your heart, why not get paid? Get paid to do something you love while helping other people. Now, what do I need to do to pay myself? First, what you have to do is examine your budget. You can't say, well, I am the president and I'm going to pay myself $800,000 or I'm going to pay myself $150,000 a year. But your budget is only $35,000 a year. You have to examine your budget and income projections to determine when you may start earning a nonprofit salary. If you don't have a budget, that's the first thing you want to do. Create an annual budget. Nonprofit organization, of course, you need directors. If you need to know how many directors, what are the qualifications needed for directors, email us at botcolabconsulting@gmail.com. But you have to have directors. All nonprofits are required to have directors, a minimum of 3, and different titles that they have to have. So get with your board and say, hey, you know what? This is our budget. This is the salaries. You sit down with them and you talk about it. Again, if you need help, remember subscribe here, comment, email botcolabconsultant@gmail.com. But yes, you can pay yourself. Now, what are your sources of revenue? Because yes, you have a great idea that you're going to help the needy, and the needy that you're helping is those who need clothing, for example, to do job interview, or for children who can't afford school clothes. So you're going to do that. Now, that is a great idea. You have the paperwork, you set up, you get with the IRS, get everything done. And of course, if you need help with that, botcolabconsulting@gmail.com. You examine the revenue side of your budget. Now, what form of revenue, do you have now? Or do you have plans? Are you entirely funded by donations? I mean, if you are, you have to make sure that you're consistently soliciting donations. And depending on the state that you live in, you need an authorization for that. If you need to know what type of authorization is needed, what department give the authorization, email us at batcolabconsulting@gmail.com. Just send a question and then we can tell you where. And of course, I need to know what state you're in. Now, do you charge for some of your services? You can do a membership fee, or you can do what is called a donation. You can, if you're doing, let's say, clothing for disadvantaged people who can't afford clothing, the clothing are donated to you. One of the places that do this, I know, is Goodwill and Salvation Army. Now, you can have a clothing store, and even though the clothing were given to you free, you can say, hey, $10 donation for this shirt, $5 donation for this pants, so forth, and that is okay. Per the IRS, you can do that. That can be one source of funding for your nonprofit organization. Do you charge for some services? There are services that you can offer, that you can charge for. Selling merchandise, charging for service. Now, how much money are you planning to bring in this year? You have to get with your board, decide on a budget, and then get to work. Find out private contributions, fees for services and goods from private sources, government grants, fee for services of goods from the government. It's so many different ways to do it. You see the other nonprofits and you're like, oh my gosh, how do they make so much money? It's because they have the knowledge, they have the understanding. It's easy. Again, you can email us at batcolabconsulting@gmail.com. Nonprofit is one of our biggest thing, our expertise, of course. We manage a major nonprofit, our family own a major nonprofit, and we help others build nonprofits. So that's some things to think about. For more information, again, email us for help setting up your nonprofit organization at batcolabconsulting@gmail.com. Now, serious inquiries only. I mean, if you really don't have it in your heart to help people and you're just like, yeah, tell me about how to make money. No. We normally go from start to finish. If you already have a nonprofit established, we can tell you where to go next. If you're thinking of a nonprofit and need to know how to set it up, we have that information as well from start to finish. Wherever you are in your stage, if you're into helping people, we can help you get your charity started and show you how to pay yourself and brainstorm with you to come up with ways to get resources. All right, until next time, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to this channel so that you can get notified when we have new videos coming out. Thank you.